Skuins na 6, goeiemôre, good morning. Nou ja, Chris Morris is die voormalige Suid-Afrikaanse alomspeler of allrounder soos ons hom in die volksmond ken. Bekend vir sy vinnige balwerk en plofbare kolfwerk. Hy het ek nou gesê berg? Ja, kolfwerk. Hy het in 2022 afgetree, toe ook by die Titans afterug en vandag is hy hier om 'n bietjie met Arnold Geerts. Ek is in my woorde wil nie werk vanmôre nie. Met Arnold Geerts te gesels. Goeiemôre Annie, ek is uitgebal vanmôre.
Dis heel duidelik. Ek kan dit hoor, maar dit gaan regkom. Goeiemôre, good morning. Good to have you with us. And exactly the same to you, Chris Morris. Thanks for getting here so early this morning. Really appreciate it.
Well, an absolute pleasure. Thank you, guys. Nice and fresh.
It is nice and fresh. I want to start working towards what happened over the weekend first. And I would take you back to when the Proteas had, and you were a part of that, unfortunately, at one stage, that horrible word. I don't even want to say it, the C word.
Happy to say it now.
Happy to say it.
It's out the window.
And it is out the window. But you were a part of that at the time. I remember 2016 and that loss with Carlos Braithwaite in the West Indies, etc., etc. How much did that affect the team then?
Look, I think it's something that's been trending for quite some time with the Proteas. 1999 was probably the first time we officially got called the Chokers, where we had a game one and we lost it from there. So, look, I think it's been a trend that's been carried throughout the generations, if you want to call it that, through so many players that have played for South Africa. And, you know, we'd actually talk about it. We'd actually have meetings around being chokers and how we're going to get over it. And, you know, some guys would brush it off and go, Oaks, listen, it's just a word, crack on. If it affects you, there's something wrong with you. And then other guys would go, no, we need to accept that this is what's going to happen, and as soon as we accept it, we can get over it. So, look, we've come so close in the recent years. I think that's what the most frustrating thing is. We've become so close, and before a tournament even starts, you've got social media these days that people start calling you that, start calling you chokers before the tournament even starts. But now that it's officially out the window with a World Test Championship, we've got over that line of winning a final now in international cricket. It's an unbelievable feeling. But yeah, like I say, it was a trending theme, but you know, for some players accepted it and some players just didn't affect them at all.
The build-up to this World Test Championship, though, started, I believe, in the last 2 years or so, where we first made semi-finals and then made finals. And even though I don't think in both cases in the final you could say that was a choke, the better team won on the day. But there's been this steady build-up. It's been like a wave going towards this first big win.
Yeah, there's potentially one of the games we potentially could have launched the choker word out because we had a game one and then lost it from there. But
True.
At the end of the day, the better team did win. So, yeah, the build-up 2 years of this, there would have been a lot of chat around that. But the way the guys have handled themselves going into this 2-year circuit, and you know, there'll be a lot of chat around the teams that we played against and for us to get to the finals. And as you know, in any sport, it's who you get given in front of you that you need to beat to get to a final, and that's what we did. And just to make it a little bit more sweeter, to get one over the old foes, the Australians. So the build-up has been, obviously, a few players have come in, a few players have gone out, and for them to find that mixture and for Shukri Kona to back the players that he selected going into this final and giving them 100% backing, it for me is unbelievable, because even I was doubting sometimes the certain players that were being selected. But, you know, when you have a coach that backs you, it makes a massive difference as a player, and we saw that in the final.
I know you were distracted because you were out on the golf course playing in a golf tournament, but your golf game went because you were watching on the cell phone. Just talk us through your emotions as a former Proteas player and a Test player watching that unfold.
Yeah, absolutely distracted me from my game, man.
Which is okay, I guess.
Yeah, no, I was going really well until I put that DSTV streaming on there and I could watch it. But, you know, I was pure emotion. I mean, the guys started laughing at me at one stage because when we knew we were going to win. Like, that's the reality. 69 runs is difficult. It was the longest 69 runs of my life that I've
By the way,
watched.
did you have any doubts on that last day,
No,
the fourth day?
No, absolutely no
didn't
doubts.
believe. Okay.
When Adam Markham got to his 100 on that last day, we would need 69 runs to win. I said, boys, we're going to win. It's just about how long we're going to take to do it.
Okay.
There always is that little doubt in your mind because the cartel, as I like to call them, the Australian cartel, once they get going, they're difficult to stop. But, you know, once we got through that first hour where, you know, we lost Temba, but who was it? Bettingham, I think. All the Stubbs came in and steadied the ship. And
yeah.
There was no doubt. It was just about when it happened, and all those emotions come through eventually. But when it actually happened, like the guys asked me, they said, "Why did you get so emotional towards the end?" I said, "Because it's just the moment of it that it's actually happening.
Yeah,
like you know it's coming, but when we hit that final runs and we got the win, there were a few tears. I had to do an interview with SuperSport like about 5 minutes afterwards, and I actually couldn't chat because I was like, listen, Oaks, I'm struggling a little bit here because it's all that emotion. I mean, Dal Steyn had the same thing. He did an interview.
I saw.
Got emotional over it, and it's all that. You know, they've got a little bit more baggage than I've got because they'd seen a lot more than I have. But for us to actually do it was an unbelievable feeling, and yeah, the emotions were absolutely raw, and yeah, just unbelievably thrilled for the lads and for the country.
I'm teary now when I think back on it, to be honest with you. Brilliant day for Temba, particularly day 3. And then, of course, can you say enough about that innings from Markham? Probably the innings of his career.
100%. Temba's leadership for me is, he's had a lot of doubters over the years. I've 100% can say I've been in his corner and fighting for him, because he captained me at our Lions Academy and then at the Lions. And I've always said that his captaincy has been unbelievable. His test record has been unbelievable with the runs he scored, and he's scored runs at vital times, and he's led the ship. And what people don't understand is that he's the leader. It's the first guy that the guys will go to. Temba's our leader. So first name on the list for me. But that innings from Aiden was cometh the hour, wasn't it? It was the one where we needed a senior player to step up, who's been there before, who's played at Lords before. And my goodness, did he step up. It was an innings that, he was in control from ball 1. And you thought, when he hit that first boundary, I said to the boys, I had a bunch of rugby players around me, and I said, boys, he's in. He's good to go. Because you could see that steely face. He was there, not messing around, not much smiling, just doing his thing, focused and counting runs down. So innings of a lifetime. And, I'm so chuffed for him because he has had his doubters too. A lot of people have been asking, why is he still opening? Because his record hasn't said enough. And sometimes, as Temba said, sometimes numbers, people look too much at numbers, and you look at character. And he stood up and showed that character, and showed exactly why he was up at the top of the order.
Lastly, it puts Test cricket right back up there where it should be as the number 1 format of the game.
It's never left. It's never
Take
left.
5.
It's the ultimate form of cricket, and there's a reason why it's called Test, because it tests you physically and mentally more than anything. It's the biggest test of your cricketing career, and to be there, and for us to be number 1 in the world now, and to take that mace home, as they call it, or the golden lollipop, we've got it, it's ours, and no one can take it away from us. Ultimate test, and we conquered it.
Chris Morris, such a pleasure and an honor to have you with us. Lovely to see you, and keep up the good work. We love listening to you on air.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Good to be here.
Dit wys jou dan nou net hoe dinge gaan, en op die ou einde, soos ek gesê het gister, en ek gaan dit aanhou sê, Pieter, ons kan seker 'n nuwe liedjie daaroor skryf. Ek gaan net vir die res van die cricketlande sê, wys my jou muis.
Inderdaad, baie dankie Chris, baie dankie ook vir die feit dat jy by ons kom inloer het. Ek gaan nou 'n vars koppie koffie kry, dat ek nou nie meer oor my woorde hoef te val nie. Onthou, jy kan ons volg op Goeiemôre, Good Morning, en net hierna is dit tyd om geldsaake te bespreek. Moet jy nie weggaan nie, kom deel maar 'n ou koppie koffietjie saam met my. Baie dankie.